Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. Unless I am playing a league event or I want to get some chill games on the hardcore when I'm not on my computer, I don't usually play the mobile version of old school RuneScape. But thanks to the 6th anniversary of this revolutionary way to click on pixels on the go, Jagex dropped a massive update that will potentially attract new players with insane features, a lot of which were inspired from RuneLite. So today, we will be taking a look at those. Boys and girls, if this video is helpful, consider subscribing with notifications on, and drop a fat like for the YouTube algorithm. You can also join our Discord server with the link in the description, in case you have any questions with the new mobile features. As I normally do for my guides, the only disclaimer for this video is that it will be slightly different than my usual uploads. After this introduction, I will be playing the game live on my phone, explaining every exciting new feature I want to show you. As some of you know, my unscripted videos can be a little less structured, but I'll do my best to take you by the hand, showing you all the cool new updates Jagex added to the mobile version of the game. That being said, let's begin. Okay, so here we are on Old School RuneScape Mobile, and the very first thing you should know is that the logout button has been repositioned. It is no longer on the top right of your screen, it is now on the top left. You will see this door icon for which you can thumbs up, thumbs down, world switch, and you can also, swap worlds from here, log out if you want, or just click the X button to go back and use the normal logout button. Under the new logout button, you have the chat, and the very first thing you should know is that you can long press it in order to toggle filters, for which the rocks that were normally used for public chat, private chat are going to disappear, and you will have a little bit more space for whatever messages you can see. Then after this, we can report player abuse. You can manually input someone's name just in case they're being cheeky. However, if you, I would say, right-click someone, if you right-click a character, sorry for the keyboard being in the way. If you right-click a character, you will see that we have no way to report them, but you can enable this by choosing this option, toggle the report button, and that option is now going to be available to you, just in case you want to report someone. After this, other than all of these, and we have the report game bug, I don't know if Jagex takes a look at those, but we can also enable the keyboard in order for you to type. If you remember, there used to be a little chat box next to our name, which was pretty small to click, and this is now better because it is now a little bigger, and you can, chat whatever you want. Go to the to the top right of your screen. You will see that you are now, I believe you were able to do this before, but in case you didn't know, you can pinch the minimap in order to make it either bigger or smaller, and just click as far away from your character as you can. Now, the most important change for the main HUD is that, as you can see, we now only have one side for all of the stones that we can normally use for our inventory, gear, prayer, and everything, and we can actually now collapse it to have more space for, whatever it is that you are doing here in the game. Now, the ones that we can see when this is collapsed are the important ones: inventory, gear, prayers, spellbook, I would say the special attack, or where your combat information is, and your quests. If you go ahead and show everything, you can see your quests, emotes, and everything, and these are going to be the most important ones because these are going to be useful for one of the next options that I'm going to show you. And yeah, so this is basically what you need to know. We are going to look at these bottom left icons next, because those are super important, but this is all you need to know for the main changes to the HUD. Most importantly, the menus, where you can actually see everything: inventory, gear, equipment, and prayers. Now, if you remember from the previous update, we also had a little sidebar towards the right of our screen, but that has also been repositioned, and if we go ahead and click this little box with an arrow icon on the bottom left, you will see that we now have high scores, a little backpack, and the skills. What are these? First of all, if you click on the little trophy, which is going to represent the high scores, very first thing you can do is you can type someone's name, like for example Kaoz, and you can see my stats, my bossing, and everything. Or to make it even better and faster, go ahead and click on this button, in-world lookup, and then if we go ahead and right-click someone, we can look them up automatically, and this is going to be so much better just in case you want to flame someone, you want to praise someone, you see someone with a pet, and you want to see what KC they got it at, then this is the way to go. High scores, definitely, a pretty interesting one, instead of just going on your phone and going to the, I would say, the website to check out the high scores. Next one, here on the little, the backpack icon, you can see every single item that you have obtained from every single source, whether it be from a monster, from a farming patch, or even from a tree. Now, what you can see is that I have hidden the magic tree source, as well as the items that you get from this. And how do you do this? First of all, if I want to do the same, for example, with deadfall trapping, for example, I recorded a video where I caught maniacal monkeys, I can ignore the maniacal monkey loot, and when I click on the eye icon again, that is going to completely disappear. However, I can do that with the entire source, and I am now going to ignore everything from a particular source from which I get an item. So you can ignore like things like, for example, skilling, or if you don't want to see a specific drop from a monster like bones, ashes, a little coins, then you can also hide those. The other important one is that here, ground items, what you can do, which is absolutely insane, which you were also able to do by, before, but I'm just gonna show you how to do it anyway. Imagine you drop a soul rune, a wrath rune, and a law rune. What you can do is that you can manually input highlighted items. So for example, I am going to go soul rune. Sorry for my slow typing, but my fingers are way too fat for this keyboard. And you can highlight them at a specific color. You can do the same with the hidden items, and if I type Wrath Rune, right, we do this, and now that is going to completely hide from our menu, or from the game, I would say. These ground items, or you can also turn them off to like not see anything, but it is going to be important in case you want to check out a specific drop. This is an absolutely insane, I would say, like feature that I'm also going to show you how to do it automatically coming up. And finally, we have the XP tracker. As you can see, well, this has worked as normally before. You know, it tells you how much experience per hour you have gotten and your total experience per session. So that is it for these icons, where you can find them now, and I find them pretty cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which are, in my opinion, the most important change, or the second most important change in the game. This next feature is actually insane, and it is the use of hotkeys, which come to substitute F keys if you play on your computer. How do these work? If you click on the button that says hotkeys, it is going to hide, or you can long press it to get some more options. You can customize, get loadout 1, 2, 3, or you can lock them, and if you lock them, if you try to press the button again, you are not going to hide it, which is going to be great in case you are using these buttons and you accidentally click on the bottom one, and that is not going to hide your hotkeys. Now, if we unlock it, and if we go to customize, I'm going to show you how to do this, because this is absolutely insane. First of all, I should show you that just in case I play mobile in the future, I have loadout 1 for PVM, loadout 2 for skilling, and loadout 3 for customizations. I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch in case you want to make your own. So for example, if I have one right here, you can click on the red circle to remove them, and you have all of these options to make whatever customizable hotkey you want. Let's go ahead and make one for PVMing. So for example, for PVMing, I want my inventory. The very first thing that you should know right now, I don't know if Jagex intends to change this in the future, is that if you try to hold it and then move it, it is not going to happen. Do it too fast, I'm moving it now, doesn't happen. Do it too slow, I'm moving it now, it also doesn't work. You have to move it when the box is color white, right? I don't know why Jagex is doing that, but you know, hopefully this is changed in the future. My F key 2 when I'm on PC is for prayer, F3 is for spellbook, and then what about, let's go ahead and go down to the mini orb. I'm gonna have my special attack here, and I also want to use my quick prayers and put them on the bottom one, right? So this is what I would call a good PVM hotkey tab if you use mobile, of course, and you can customize it however you want. And of course, whenever you are here, it is going to open the side buttons, I would say, and then we have talked about before. If you don't collapse them, as you can see, it will open the ones you want, but if you collapse it, it will open whatever you picked for those hotkeys. Now, these are the ones for PVMing. The ones for skilling, for example, if we go to loadout 2, I also have my inventory. I have tap to drop, which as you can see, if I click on my soul rune, it's just going to drop it automatically. Pick it up again. Click on the wrath rune, pick it up automatically. If I disable this and then I go for the second button, this is a single, I would say single tap a button. You can walk normally. However, for everything you want to interact with, you need 2 clicks. This is going to make it so you don't need to long tap, and that is going to, I would say be pretty decent in case you can't really see the menu. And the third one is going to hide all the interacting options with NPCs and things around you except for items. So for example, if I want to click on a door right here, I didn't click it properly. There we go. So you can basically ignore everything and you're not going to be able to click on anything. So that's pretty interesting. I thought I was able to click on doors, but there we go. I want to click on Romeo, nothing. You can just walk here. And then just a special attack in case I am using something for scaling like woodcutting with dragon weaponry. All right. And also the most important one, right, in my opinion, is the third one, where we can highlight tiles We can also use the, I would say, ground items right away, and then we can also do NPC indicators. For that, I am going to go all the way to the, I would say, eastern part of a rock, and the very first one is that if you highlight mark the tiles, you can see that you can click on whatever tile you want, and it is going to automatically highlight it whatever color you pick. I had a failed recording of this, so as you can see, this is what I, what I drew yesterday. But if we go all the way here, and then if we right-click on the highlighted tiles, you can see that if you hide them, then that is just going to hide everything that you have marked so far. Next one is a much easier way to deal with the ground items, and as you can see, I am going to once again drop all my runes. First of all, go ahead and do this with the law rune, perfect. If you click on the bone icon right here, and if we edit ground items, you will see that every single item on the ground is going to have a minus and a plus button. How does this work? As you can see, the soul rune is highlighted. If I click on the plus button again, it is going to unhighlight it. If I click on the minus button for the wrath rune, you can see that it's going to unhide it. So remember, plus button is going to highlight whatever item you pick, and this is going to depend according to, so the color is going to depend according on what color you pick for the tier of value in case you get an expensive item. So if we stop editing, you will see that all of them are highlighted. If I try to edit them again and all of them go on minus, dude, my fingers are way too fat for this. There we go. And if you stop, and then if you stop editing, there we go. All of them are going to be hidden, and you won't be seeing them whenever a monster drops them. The third and final one I have on the menu is this little gnome, which when you click it, you will have an extra option for every single NPC that you can interact with, and you can either tag or untag them. Go ahead and deselect it for you not to see that option, but if we do select it, here's what you can do. So first of all, tag one guard, and only one of them is going to be tagged. And then if you tag all, every single NPC with that same name is going to be tagged, which is pretty nice. However, if you go ahead and, tag, all once again, you can see, oh, dude, I shoot a dog by mistake. Then if we tag all guards, then if we right-click it again and we tag it, as you can see, this is not really working too well right now. Hopefully Jagex is going to have some hotfixes. This hasn't been in the game for like more than a week, but you can tag and untag however you want. And I can basically tag the stray dog because he's a good boy. I personally don't play as much on my phone as I would like to because of the lack of menu entry swapper, but thanks to this brand new update, we now have that in old school RuneScape Mobile. At the time of making this video, Jagex acknowledged that it is not working properly for a lot of people and you have to play around with settings a little bit too much. I was not able to figure out until someone on my Discord, who you are seeing right now on screen, that told me how to do it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it as well, because it is a little convoluted. Very first thing I want you to do is go to your settings, type the letters REOR in order to get reordering. You're going to get the option for mini menu reordering. Go ahead and enable that. And next one, as you can see, is that if you long press something, sometimes you will see this little white circle at the top of the mini menu. That might potentially not happen because you have to play around with a hide NPC tags. Like for example, if I have them, highlighted here, I'm not able to see them. But if I hide the tags from the NPCs, I can now see them. Jagex will fix this soon, I'm pretty sure, but for now, go ahead and play around with the NPC highlights and you will be able to get this little button on your screen. Eventually, right now, go ahead and do hide NPC tags once again, and there we go. So now, what I want you to do is long press it and click on that white button, and now you can order whatever option you want on whatever, sorry, let's go ahead and do that, on whatever NPC you want. Like for example here, go ahead and move this one to the very top, click on the banker, and then when you are done, I now can click on the banker to access my bank. That is beautiful. I know that you can just basically click the bank booth, but for banks where you can only access it for, when you talk to the NPC itself, you can now change it to however many NPCs you want. And if they have the same name, like for example, if I click on this, it will open my bank. Click on this, it will open my bank. And that is absolutely insane. So menu entry swapper, basically on mobile, you have the tap to drop, but you can do the same, for example, with this one. So, I mean, you can just like walk here, but for anything that you can interact with, item, NPCs, things on the ground, or whatever you want, now you can do menu entry swapper on mobile, and that is going to be great for many mobile methods that you normally couldn't do specifically, like for example, construction now in mobile is going to be a thing. So yeah, this is how you access menu entry swapper. A little convoluted explanation, but in my opinion, the best feature of this update. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you boys and girls made it this far, make sure to tell me what your favorite new feature of this update is. And if you leave the term RSN and your username in your comment, you'll be eligible for a bond next Friday whenever we do the draw live on stream. And I also want to give a massive thank you to all the people you see on screen right now for supporting what I do here on the channel. Every single cent that you boys and girls give through memberships is both for my wife, my puppy, and of course an animal shelter that I help every month with my YouTube earnings. Thank you very much, and hopefully you find something you like by clicking the join button below to see all the cool perks you can get. In the next one, after months of anticipation, we are finally going to be checking out the Guardians of the Rift changes to show you that runecrafting is the best skill in the game. But until then, I hope you boys and girls have a wonderful week, have a wonderful day, and I will see you then. Peace.